So Paul, we'll do a walkthrough here of the completed project if you could describe it. So this was the old roadway here, I presume, when the farmer was crossing the cows across the public road, and you turned off here then at an angle.
Correct, yeah. We tried to get an optimum slope here of 1 in 10, Bertie. Where you go less than 1 in 10, it's too steep for cows and bad for their feet. Because this is a national road, we were dealing with the TII for planning permission, which meant we had to increase our clear zone from the national road of 10 metres from the road edge. To comply with a thing called TD19, which it's a safety factor. If somebody does come in over the road edge, they don't have a drop of maybe 4 metres.
Okay. So in terms of everything is precast concrete made in your base down in Croom in Limerick?
Yes, these are our precast wing walls.
So what are they doing?
They splay out from the end of the tunnel at 30 degrees to allow the cows to flow better in through the tunnel. And you've got a small head wall on top then also, just to tidy it up.
And are these structural as well, that they're keeping the land back from it?
They are. They're holding back the batters up the side for the embankment as well. These are cast in a U section, which is a lot easier for fitting.
Right. So again, just the dimensions on this underpass again, could you clarify what they are?
This underpass is a 3 metre wide internally by 2.1 high, which is suitable for this, but the length of this tunnel is 30 metres, which had to be to comply with the TII for a national road specification.
Which is quite long.
A very long tunnel, yes.
Yeah.
Your standard underpass will generally be 10 to 12 metres, but when you get to national roads and regional roads, the length of the tunnel can increase.
Okay, so vehicles like jeeps, quads, everything else, bar tractors are fine going through here?
There's no problem with jeeps going through this.
Yeah, okay. Would people put lights in these, if any, or not really? Or?
Yeah, well, recently we done an underpass in Blarney where it was 48 metres long, and the farmer installed lighting into the underpass.
For that reason of?
For safety.
Yeah. So Paul, for planning then, you put in tanks to take effluent. Could you describe, say, what size is this and how it's emptied?
This is a 2,000 gallon tank, and you've got a galvanised manhole in the lid, which is easily opened and safely opened. The farmer reverses down his slurry tanker and vacuum empties it, then sucks it out and vacuum empties it.
And then would you see in many cases where they put in an electric pump there as opposed to having to come down with a vacuum tank?
A lot of farmers are going for the electric pumps now because the pumps are so advanced also. They have no problem being adequate enough to empty the tank.
Okay. As we look at the sides of the tunnel here, say when you meet rock, how do you handle it, or what's the reality of that, say, when you're fitting system?
Well, rock has to fit into your construction programme, which means the project will go on for a longer duration. You've got to get bigger machines then and rock breakers. And
you'll typically know what's here?
We'll typically know because we will do a soil investigation report before the project starts.
Right. Okay. Paul, where should someone consider using steps when they exit out of an underpass?
Well, Bertie, you'd have to use steps sometimes where you haven't got the land and you haven't got the distance or the levels to put in your slope of 1 in 10. So if you get down to maybe 1 in 7, steps would be better then. And cows have no problem travelling through the steps.
Yeah. And from our experience, we've seen them work well. The people are very happy with it.
Good.
Cows are very comfortable with them as a solution. So it's a good method to consider. So Paul, when you're planning roadways, maybe the use of a map is important for cow flow and also the position of an underpass?
Very important, Bertie. We try and recommend every farmer to get their farm mapped. It aids us in the location of the underpass, so the underpass can be centrally located for their paddocks.
Yes, and integrate with
the
road network that's there already, or maybe any new road network that's needed.
Yes, it can be integrated.
I suppose I'm looking at something here that I wouldn't see in a lot of underpasses. We have the public road, we have a space here with grass that you can drive over, and then you have the underpass. Why is this space here?
Well, because this is a national road, Bertie, it's governed by the TII, Transport Infrastructure Ireland. We had to deal with the TII for this project. In order to get planning, we had to comply with TD19. TD19, as I was saying earlier, means that you must be 10 metres of a clear zone from your road edge before your slope for your tunnel starts. Effectively, it's just to eliminate the hazard of a car coming in over and having a drop maybe of 3 to 4 metres.
Okay, yeah. And so you were mentioning earlier, you've maybe 3 different types of roads that you would encounter across the country, and they all have different specifications then.
Yeah, you've got a local road, regional road and national road. Local roads, your standard road will be 10 to 12 metres of a tunnel. Regional roads will be the same. When you get up past regional roads, you're then into national roads like this one. You're then dealing with the Transport Infrastructure Ireland.
Okay. Very good. So Paul, when people install the underpasses and they may have had an entrance there already, would you encourage them to put the underpass where the entrance was, or move it to the side, or?
No, Bertie, we'd recommend them to move it either to the left or right hand side of the existing entrance. The reason being, if you need to create another entrance, you have to go for planning permission again, and you need access for your vehicles to get into your land with the existing entrance there.
Yeah, so it's a benefit to leave it.
It's the benefit, yeah.